sen na asasong.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 501. It's Wednesday, April 24th, 2013, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Internet talk radio for your imagination. Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on earth, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today we hear from Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, the Brewmaster. Plus we bring you the segment Into an Interview, where I speak to the lovely Sallie Ford of the band Sallie Ford and the Sound Outside.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And there's a brand new $100 bill, which I hear is kind of expensive to buy.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It costs $100. After a 3-year delay due to slower than expected production, America gets a new high-tech $100 bill for their wallets, which will then get stolen by a gun. It has a series of amped-up security measures aimed at combating counterfeiters, including a blue 3D security ribbon on the front of the fritter. I mean the $100 bill. And the ribbon moves.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
When you tilt it side to side, the thing that you don't want to do is roll it up and snort cocaine with it, because you'll lose
Mike's
your nose eventually.
Daily
Just ask Stevie Nicks.
Podcast.
And it's not really a habit to get into.
Yeah!
It creates drug lords that like to shoot big guns and talk in broken English and appear on a bunch of rappers' t-shirts. Oh, look who just walked in.
Hi, Mike. It's Benita, the rodeo queen. How y'all doing?
And it's a disgruntled fiddle player tell you what?
What?
I don't think they should touch the money. I mean, money should be left alone so I can counterfeit it more easily.
Disgruntled Fiddle Player, I thought you got out of that business.
Well, I could be talked back into it just like J-Lo might get talked back into American Idol replacing Mariah Carey.
Well, apparently J-Lo is going to be on the finale of American Idol, and they've been having really bad ratings.
Yeah, why would you watch it if you can watch The Voice, or Dancing with the Stars, or Chopped with Ted Allen?
Yeah, that's a great show, Chopped. I enjoy that show. That's the show where they get people they give them a basket, a picnic basket, and they say go, and they open up the basket, and there's all these ingredients that like have nothing to do with each other, and some of them are disgusting but go well in certain gourmet foods. It's interesting to see what they can do in 30 minutes.
Is Mariah Carey on it?
No.
Then it's a stupid show.
All right, well, you should broaden your reality TV show horizons. Oh, look who else just walked in.
Hello there, Mike. I make the root beer. I'm the Brewmaster. Oh, boy.
Brewmaster, usually you come in here and whatever we were talking about earlier in the show, you say you've made a root beer in honor of it.
That's right. I made a root beer in honor of how I always make a root beer in honor of whatever you talk about in the beginning of the show.
Uh-huh. So you've made a root beer in honor of that.
Yeah.
Very confusing.
I know. And it's delicious. Look at the bottle.
Wow, that's quite artistic, the label you made and all that.
Yeah, I'm artistic.
Wow, I'm very impressed.
Mike, why would you want to drink the Brewmaster's root beer? It is full of calories.
No, it's not. It's full of something else I got arrested for one time.
Oh, let's try not to remember that, but that's a very nice label.
Mike, I don't like it. Bye, I'll buy. I sure hate the Brewmaster.
Oh, Brewmaster, I'm sure she didn't mean that.
Who is that?
Is the Benita, the rodeo queen. Okay. Well, if you think that the new $100 bill is a fantastic, wonderful, boring news story, or if you think that J-Lo should replace Mariah Carey and that American Idol is going down the tubes, whatever, you can email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Here we are, the first show as we head on the other half of we're halfway there to a grand, 1,000 Mike's Daily Podcasts. Oh, wasn't that written about in Revelations? And there shall be 1,000 Mike's Daily Podcasts, and the seas will turn to blood. Well, anyway, you can email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com, and we will read your comments on the section emails from email. Also, email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you'd like to sponsor the show, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. We also have the website, mikesdailypodcast.com. Go there, because that is where you can read the blog, see the podcast picture of the day, plus find out where to subscribe to the show in iTunes. If you subscribe to the show there, more people find out about us and we smile. And you can also rate the show and comment on the show there as well. We also have links to find us in Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Yelp, and there is that wonderful Amazon deal of the day. Click on that, and if you buy something through that, you get us some money. Not much, but just a little. But hey, it's something. Make something worthwhile happen as you're shopping for things on Amazon. Go to mikesdailypodcast.com.
Into an interview.
Hello?
Sallie Ford?
Yeah, hi.
It's Mike Matthews from Mike's Daily Podcast.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good. I think I might have a little bit of allergies going on, but that means that the sun shines out in Portland, which is good.
There's always something to complain about Portland. It rains, and then the sun comes out, and then there's pollen and allergies, and the plants are waking up. It's funny. Right when you said allergies, my nose started to tickle, too. So, and I'm in Podcastro Valley, California, and we get, a little bit of the stuff blooming. But you guys get a lot of rain. I was there in Portland for the very first time in my life just a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, really? What'd you think?
I loved it. In fact, there was like a magazine, a free magazine that was displayed somewhere, and I picked it up, and you guys were on the front cover.
Oh, yeah. The 7 or something, I think it's called. 11. No, 11.
11, that's right. And
yeah, cool.
I read that, and you're fascinating.
Oh, thank you.
Not only that, but your music is fantastic. So I'm a little bit gushing about you now.
Super. Thank you.
When I was in Portland, I actually had ice cream in Mississippi with Tim Perry of the group Ages and Ages.
Oh, really? Yeah, they're buddies of mine.
We had homemade ice cream at some place there, and that's an interesting part of Portland, too.
Yeah, I like it a lot. North Portland.
How long have you...
area.
Now, you moved there how long ago?
It was like 2006, I believe. October 2006.
And you had been...
How long is that?
Let's see, 2000s, quick addition. That's 7 years? 6, 7 years?
Yeah.
Wow. And you came from the South originally, right?
Yeah, from Asheville, North Carolina. I grew up there, like, right outside of it. Did go to Asheville High School. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to move somewhere and maybe go to school and see what happened. And so I was really stuck on wanting to go to art school. I'm sure you also read that in that article.
Yeah, art school. And,
yeah.
And violin playing.
Yeah.
So what other fascinating things are there about you? You're married to a guy that used to be a Alaskan fisherman?
Not married, no.
Oh.
Don't want to do that for a while.
Where did I see? Wikipedia.
Somebody in my band is in what used to be a fisherman. The bass player.
Oh, sorry.
He went fishing in Alaska. It was probably like the summer of 2009. We actually had to find somebody to play in the band because we got asked to go on tour with the Ava Brothers.
Wow.
But while he was fishing, and then we were a little nervous whether he was going to want to come back and be in the band after making good money out on the boat. But yeah, he definitely still wants to do music because I think it's a similar career in a way. Like fishing, you're out for 4 months and then you do all your work in a big chunk, and then you come back, and then you have a bunch of time off at home. And music's a little bit like that, except it's like a month on and then a month off, something like that. It's work where you go out and you just get the job done, and then you have a bunch of free time. I like it. I think it's good.
I had never thought of that before. Yeah. You're going out there into the treacherous depths of the waves back and forth, and then you come back home and you can relax.
I don't know. I mean, I think fishing's probably harder. Oh, goodness. You have to, be up, get 4 hours of sleep or something is what I've heard. Music, I don't know. I mean, there's good parts and bad parts, just like any job.
And you get a little bit more sleep.
Yeah, hopefully sometimes. I mean, people think that maybe we don't get sleep because we party, but sometimes we just don't get sleep because we are at the venue till 1 a.m. and then have to wake up at 7 a.m. to drive 8 hours to Washington to play on the radio or something like that,
Oh.
There's a lot of things that happen like that, where it's like there's a lot of behind the scenes of rock and roll that's not so glamorous.
Yeah.
And the lack of sleep is not necessarily because we're up doing drugs, which we don't really do that. We're actually pretty boring. We're like a bunch of nerds who like to watch TV shows in the van. And
What's your favorite TV show?
oh man, there's too many. So like, I guess Game of Thrones obviously is like pretty good.
Game of Thrones.
I also love Seinfeld
Yeah.
and Mad Men.
Yeah.
True Blood. Oh man, I'm a TV junkie. Especially, TV's gotten so good, don't you think? Like,
Well,
all of a sudden there's like amazing television shows for the like last 4 or 5 years.
yeah, I think they can kind of break ground like Mad Men did. They kind of went in a different direction because they knew they would have an audience that would somehow come to them through the internet and other ways. Yeah, it's an interesting time. Game of Thrones.
Yeah, and it's like a new art form almost too, like the television show.
Yeah, there's like a time in history when TV all looked exactly the same. Actually, for quite a while, it did.
Yeah.
And it goes through those phases.
Yeah.
But one television show that I've watched is Portlandia, and the very first skit, they have a song they do called "The Dream of the '90s is Still Alive in Portland" or something like that. And one of the lines is where the women wear glasses, the sexy women wear glasses or something like all the. Anyway, you wear glasses and you're sexy, so you fit in with Portland.
Oh yeah, and I sleep in really late. I think they talk about that.
Yeah, till like nobody gets up earlier than 11. So, wow, they were right. Did you write that song with them?
No, I like it though. I think a lot of Portlanders were skeptical about that television show, but I've come around to it. I really like it, and I think it shows like, maybe the silly bad parts about Portland, but that's just kind of all cities have that really extreme liberalism going on, and I'm proud of it. I like it.
And as I asked Tim Perry of Ages and Ages, do you see Portlandia filming around? Do you run into them, or have you seen them yet?
I have not. No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. Not that I remember. When I watch it, I see so many people I know on it, though. It's really funny.
That's cool.
Like, whoa, when were you on that show? Okay, cool. Yeah, it's like just watching all my friends be on the television show a lot.
Do they have, did they tell you any interesting stories about filming that they just, did they get paid anything for being on the show, or is it just sort of...
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'll have to ask. I bet they do. Maybe something. And plus, it's cool to be part of that. I would do it for free, personally. They asked me to be on the show, I'd say, oh, yeah. Big time.
I feel like you will be on that show at some point. You must be on that show.
Aw, thanks.
And
cool.
And you have a new album called Untamed Beast.
I sure do, yeah. It came out in February. So it has a little bit of life now. We got to go on tour with Tao and the Get Down, Stay Down. Do you know that band?
What? Who are Get Down? What is it?
It's called Tao and the Get Down, Stay Down.
Yeah. No, they're great. And you got to play with them?
Yeah, we were on a long tour with them, opening up, and that was about a 5-week tour, all over the U.S., really.
Oh, that must have been a great show with you two. Wow.
Yeah, it was perfect. I mean, it's like two girls